This is Baruch 3 and 8. And it says, Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh our power. I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word, love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shathir from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And I found some interesting videos on TikTok that inspired this lesson. And it's this so-called Japanese person, which is Ammonite, okay, interviewing Jakes that live in Japan, okay, because in these interviews, I played maybe about 2 of them, okay, they're talking about their experience in Japan, on how even though they speak Japanese and they're immersed in the culture, you know, they're not fully treated like Japanese people, and how many of them explain how they suffered from some type of, I guess if you want to call it, cultural identity crisis. Okay. And this is what happened when our people got scattered all across the world. Okay. We mingled with the other nations. And even though we mingled with these other nations and had children by them, and they start to look like them and can speak the language and have certain customs and mannerism of those other nations, okay, there's still the aspect of, as I mentioned earlier, not fully fitting in. Okay, so we're gonna let these videos play. Like I said, I'm gonna play about 2 of them, and it'll get some more scripture. So let me find. There's this one. This was a really good one.
Can you introduce your background first? Yeah, I'm half Japanese. Dad is American, and my mom is Japanese. I was born and raised in America, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now you live in Japan, right? Sure. I get to go to Japan since I was a little ass kid to see all kinds of different atmospheres. So you can have different perspective too. Yeah, way different perspective. Because most people in Pittsburgh they never leave Pittsburgh. Play sports, drink. That's it. Like, just sometimes there'll be like racist type shit. People can tell you're half Japanese. Yeah, mostly black people can tell. Yeah, okay. Like this guy's kind of weird. Like, they never care. Yeah, I think deep down inside, like my subconscious, I think I kind of cared. I think I developed a little bit of a complex, kind of like defensive. But yeah, it's getting better now though. Yeah, I got stronger for sure. Yeah. But when I was in Japan, the bullying was worse than like America. Everyone just wants to fight me, like, cause I look different. So and I didn't act Japanese. I act like a fucking gaijin ass thing. So I was just fighting everyone. 友達は日本人の方が多いです今。今全然もうむしろ日本人しかいないから。たまたま本当にたまたまって感じ。Can you introduce your background?
You can't tell me that ain't Jake. Come on, man. That is a straight up Jake, man. His father's probably a Southern Kingdom dude. All right, and here's another video that I want to play.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Raimu. I was born to a Nigerian father and Japanese mother. I aspire to be an actress and role model in Japanese biracial children. 生まれはナイジェリアで、で生後6ヶ月で日本に戻ってきてからはずっと岐阜県で育ってます。
それからナイジェリアに行ったりとかありました？
学生時代は全くなくて、ナイジェリアに3ヶ月半ほど来ました。はい、日本のカルチャーだけで育ってナイジェリアのことをよく知らなかったんですよね。自分のやっぱりアイデンティティとかをやっぱり確立するというか、何か欠けてる部分があったので、その父親サイドの自分のもう一つのルーツを知ることって今後の人生においてもすごい大事だなと思って、自分の何か足りなかったなって思ってたピースが見つかりました。
Can you introduce yourself?
Now you can clearly tell those are Jakes. Okay, like I said, they got a little bit of the look, They definitely got the language, but you can tell in their demeanor and the way they act that they're Jakes. Okay. He said, man, he if it wasn't for the fact that he kind of had that slight Japanese accent, I mean, he talks like a Jake. You know, he got the demeanor of a Jake. That dude was like, man, he just looking at me like some changing ass nigga. Nobody talks like that but Jake. And then you got this very beautiful sister right here. She said her dad is Nigerian, and we all know Nigerians is filled with a whole bunch of Jakes over there, over in West Africa. All right, Nigeria is, I believe, in the place where that if you look on an old map, it's called Negro Land. So you know many Nigerians are Jakes. All right, so we've been everywhere, and these are our offspring. Because you have to remember, as I read in Baruch, that we've been scattered everywhere. And our fathers intermingle with the women over there, because if you're a guy over in Japan, we all know Keisha ain't over in Japan. Maribel ain't over in Japan. All right. Running Cloud ain't over there in Japan. It's going to be a 99.9% chance that the women that you're going to be intermingling with, if you're over in Japan, is going to be a so-called Japanese woman. So it's only natural that when they have children, even though they look like this woman and the guy you saw previously, and they know the language and the customs, all right, they're still Jakes, because you have to remember, as the scripture says, I think it's Numbers, was it one Numbers 1 and 18? Yep, Numbers 1 and 18. And it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their poll. Okay, and when you look at the genealogy of the men of Israel, or just any nation, it gives you a list of men. And I'm going to go to Numbers 2 and 7. It says, then the tribe of Zebulun, and Eliab, the son of Elon, shall be captain of the children of Zebulun. All right. Then the tribe of Gad. This is verse 14. The tribe of Gad, and the captain of the sons of Gad shall be Eliasaph and the son Reuel. Okay, when you go, and I'm not going to read it, but when you go to the book of Chronicles, look at that. It's all by men. It gives you the lineage from all the way from Adam to Noah, and then pretty much all of the other nations of people. All right. Let's go down. And Abraham begat Isaac, the sons of Isaac, Esau and Israel. The sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Reuel, Jeush, Jalem, Korah. And then it gives you the sons of Eliphaz and the sons of Reuel. All right, then we go to the next chapter. And of course, it gives you the sons of Israel: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, Asher. All right. So the lineage, the bloodline is of the father. You know, you got a lot of BOI guys out there that would refuse to believe that this sister right here is an Israelite. Just like you got this new thing, Northern Kingdom only Israelites, they will refuse to believe that the same thing. All right. It's really bugged out, but it's not a hard concept to understand. All right. Our people have intermingled with all the nations. Okay. And in many cases, we're still over there. When you go to, what's that, Nehemiah 13. Yeah, Nehemiah 13 and 23. It says, in those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod and of Ammon, who we said are the Japanese, and of Moab, who are the Chinese. And it says, and the children spake half in the speech of Ashdod and could not speak in the Jews' language. Okay. And since we've been discontinued from our captivity, that young sister,
My name is Rhyme.
like she was saying, I don't have any connection with my father. Okay. I mostly grew up in Japan, in the Japanese culture. So it's only natural that she wouldn't speak the language of her father. It's only natural that being around her mother's people, she would talk Japanese. She would have the customs and mannerisms of the people over there in that nation. And it says, and the children spake half in the speech of Ashdod and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. So that means wherever we were scattered, not only then, but now we were speaking Ashdod. We were speaking a broken version of Hebrew over the years. We were speaking Japanese. We were speaking Chinese. We were speaking Arabic. We were speaking Filipino. We were speaking Swahili. All right. We were speaking all these other languages of the other nations because our men were with these women, had children by them, and the children just grew up in that other culture. There's a good story of that in the book of, I believe it's in First Ezra. All right, but there's also a very good one, I want to say, in Ezekiel, is it 11? Ezekiel 11 and 16. And it says, therefore say, thus saith Yahweh power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen. Basically, those he sent us in all four corners of the earth amongst all these other nations. And although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Therefore say, thus saith Yahweh power, I will even gather you from the people. Basically, the Israelites that are in these foreign countries, the Lord is going to gather all these people. And how is he going to do that? By this truth. Okay. And it says, and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. Now, we all know, according to the inheritance, only the Israelites are going to inherit the land of Israel. So you know that this can't be talking about any other nation of people. Okay. This has to be talking about Israelites. And it just so happens that all Israelites are not going to look like John Shaft. All Israelites are not going to look like Tego Calderon. All Israelites are not going to look like Jill Scott. All Israelites are not going to look like Celia Cruz. That's just the way it is. Like I said, this is a huge stumbling block for many people. Okay, they can't get past the physical appearance, because you have to remember that the Lord said that let me put it on pause because I can't figure out how specifically worded. Romans 2:28. And it says, for he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Jew, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart and the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. Okay. And you have to remember, the Lord told Samuel, okay, don't get so hooked, don't get so mesmerized and hooked on the outward appearance, because at the end of the day, you have to be an Israelite by blood. All right. And you, how should I word it? You have to, at the end of the day, you have to be an Israelite by blood. Okay. And you fulfill that role as an Israelite even more when you come back to your heritage. That might be the best way of saying it for right now. But yeah, that's it. You know, yes, you have to be related by blood, but you also have to be adherent to the law, statutes, and commandments. So whether or not you want to believe, okay, this sister right here, she is an Israelite.
Can you introduce your background first?
This guy right here, you can clearly tell he's an Israelite. And there's another one down here too.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Monet. I'm from Osaka. My mom is Japanese and my dad is Puerto Rican. Was born
Ephraim. Come on, man. An Ephraimite. There's another one on here.
I am half Black, half Japanese. My mom is from Okinawa and my dad is from Arkansas in the United States. I was born...
Can you introduce your background?
Come on, man. I believe the point's been made. You know, I could probably get out a few more precepts, but like I said, I believe the point has been made. All right. Jake was scattered everywhere. Jake had some good times with the women everywhere. Jake has seed by these women everywhere. Okay? Therefore, we have Israelites all over the world. So that's all I want to say on this. Hope you all were edified. Till the next time, we're going to say shalom.